Right, I'll put this brolly over you. This is not my brolly, by the way. It's a bit red for me, and it's probably making me look red, which is not good on camera. However, we're going to go down to the airport today, to Heathrow, taking my Porsche Taycan all-electric car. It's fully charged. Ha! Fully charged. Don't like that word. Or them words. Anyway, we're going to take the car down, and I'm going to show you, it's going to be a quick video, but I'm going to show you what the drawbacks are on owning an electric car when you're going away on holiday to catch a plane. It's a pain in the derriere, and I'll let you know why. Let me unplug this, and I shall see you guys in the car, because it's going to tip it down again in a minute. So without further ado, do the subscribe bit and press the little bell, and also give us a thumbs up if you like it. So without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, we're going to keep this video short and sweet, or as short as I possibly can, because I've not really got much time to edit it, because I'm getting a plane tomorrow and I've got another video to do. That's by the by. Right, okay, so 229 miles of range, 100% of battery. We've got 143 miles to get to Heathrow's Terminal 2 and 3, so the hotel where I'm parking. It's got hotel parking. Right, now here's where the problem lies. When I get back from America in 2 weeks' time, I land at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, keeping it nice and short and sweet. I've then got to get in the car, drive to Leeds as quick as I can within the limit, because we're going away as a family to the seaside. Really looking forward to it. I've got to get back, and I need to be fully charged. Can't be messing around, okay? So I'm going to have to charge today as close as I can when I get to the airport, so I'm fully charged when I land to get back up to Leeds, so we can go to the seaside, because we've got 3 or 4 days away there. And believe me, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. 4 days, no editing, no filming, no going on aeroplanes and getting messed around through security. Sarah doesn't like any of that. We're going to go and have a relaxing 4 days. But what she said is, you need to be back for midday. We need to be setting off. I don't land till 6:30, so I haven't got time to mess around. This is where the issue comes with electric cars, because now it's adding on my journey. Arrival time down to Heathrow Airport, Terminals 2 and 3, to the hotel, 6:15. That's not so. I've got to add another 40 minutes onto that for charging. Maybe more if somebody's already on the charger. It's raining. I'm going to get wet through. There's no canopy over them. This is the reality of owning an electric car. So stick with me. Like I say, it's not going to be an epic video. I haven't got time to edit it. Got a plane to catch tomorrow, and I've also got dinner to record tonight as well, and do a little video on that. So onwards, my friends. You see, with a diesel car or a petrol car, especially a diesel car, this would have been a breeze. It would have been a walk in the park, because I literally would have filled up, for instance, Sarah's car. I would have filled it with diesel. I could have driven down to Heathrow and literally back up to Leeds without even filling up. I mean, so no stress, no drama, nothing. No getting wet in the rain, nothing. And if I stopped for a wee, because I know the evangelists are going to say, well, you're going to have to stop for a wee anyway. I think you evangelists must have weak bladders. It's like, not really. Just don't have like lots to drink beforehand. And if you do, you run in and run out anyway. You never, if you're charging your car, it's going to take at least half an hour. Who has a wee for half an hour? No. Do you know what? Petrol and diesel and older cars, they're the future. Right, okay, so we're on the M1 now, on the motorway. We've now got 95% of battery left, 219 miles of range, and 134 miles to our destination. It's going to take us 2 hours and 31 minutes. We know it's going to take us longer than that, and an arrival time of 16 minutes past 6 on an evening. We've got to add on to that. I've got three options really. I can either A, charge at Milton Keynes. That's a little bit too soon though really, because it's not going to give me enough charge to get back to Leeds. Or B, I can charge at a grid serve. They are an absolute fortune, and they basically don't give you any Vaseline. They hurt you basically with the price. So we don't want to do that. Or I can either go for the Tesla chargers at the hotel, which is the Renaissance Hotel, which is 2 or 3 doors down from the hotel where I'm leaving my car. So that's the options that I have. I've got to figure out which one I want to do. Decisions, it's all stress. You just think, if I'd got a diesel, I'd be driving down now, I wouldn't really care, I'd just be listening to the music and that'd be it. But no, electric cars, they're an extra additional pain in the derriere. By the way, off the subject of electric cars at the moment, just had an email from the BBC TV licensing, and they said, have you still not got a television? Do you still watch TV? I don't. I moved out of my ex-wife's house. I have my own house. I don't watch live TV. I certainly don't watch BBC. Don't watch that garbage, antiquated garbage. So I don't need a license for what I'm watching. However, they are crafty, they are underhanded, and this shows you what a corrupt organisation the BBC are. Do you watch live TV? No. Do you watch streaming TV? No. Do you watch foreign channels? No. So you just click through, clicking all no, and I click continue. You need a TV licence based on your answers. Because I haven't got time, and I just click no. They catch you out on the last two. Does anybody else in your house, is anybody else in your house aware that you don't need a TV licence and they can't watch live TV? No. Then they get you then, because then you've said the other people in the house with you are not aware that you can't watch live TV. So they try and catch you out, you see, by doing that. So BBC, shame on you. And I'm going to say to all my viewers who live in the UK, if you don't watch live TV and you don't watch foreign TV and you just watch YouTube basically, you don't need a TV licence. So cancel it, defund the BBC and get rid of it. Don't be paying that corrupt organisation, in my opinion, any money towards a TV licence. It should be scrapped, it should be banned, and it shouldn't be allowed. Stop carrying on paying Gary Lineker's wages. Stop it. You don't need to. Check online, make sure you're not doing anything wrong, cancel your licence, fill it all in, and then they won't even send you those threatening letters anymore. So there we go. Hopefully I've saved you some money. Right, onwards my friends. Right, we're just coming past Leicester Forest East services, which is interesting, as every time I've gone there, now if you've been there recently, let me know, but the last few times that I've gone there, the chargers weren't working, and I was told it was because they can't get enough power to the grid to power the chargers at that destination. You'll have to let me know now whether that's actually changed, or whether they've actually got chargers in now. But last time I was there, it didn't work, and it wasn't too long ago. I'm now planning, thinking, I hope it's not raining wherever I go to charge, because I don't want to get soaked and have to hold a brolly, etc. So anyway, 84% of battery, and we've got 101 miles left to go, 195 miles of range, which means I'll have roughly 90 to 95 miles of range left when I get down there. Not really enough to get back to Leeds, as I say, so I do want to try and get fully charged. I can't see any charges at Leicester Forest East there, which is interesting. I'll tell you what I did see, by the way, on the news the other day. I was reading the news on my phone. Don't normally follow the news, but this story came up and I thought, oh, that's interesting. And I read it. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, because it's on the news and we're fed stuff that, in my opinion, just to brainwash us. But it did say that in the UK, that we could be looking at a lot of power cuts, electricity power cuts, during this winter. Now, if that's true and we do get power cuts, where does that leave people with electric cars? Because you're not going to be charging at home, you're not going to be charging out on the road because there'll be no power, there'll be power cuts. How do you get from A to B and how do you move around? That just basically makes you a prisoner in your own home. Oh, the rain is really bad at the moment. In fact, I've got to say, don't know whether it's just me, but the last year I don't think I've ever seen as many grey and rainy days in the UK in my entire life. It's literally like just been a blanket of grey cloud. It's odd. It's like somebody's been putting them there. Anyway, I've thought of a great idea. If we do have a power cut in the winter and you have an electric car, just get yourself a diesel generator. A diesel generator. Diesel will save the day. So there, or get rid of your electric car, get a diesel car, and then cut out that diesel generator part in the middle and just put diesel straight in your tank. Happy days. And you can also stock a little bit of diesel as well in your garage safely, in case that you run out. It's always there for you. Freedom, you see, freedom. Good grief, this is not great to drive in. I am now thinking, oh, I hope it baits, I hope the rain stops, I hope it stops, I hope it stops before I charge because I'm going to get wet through. I'm going to have to hold an umbrella up and try and get the charging thing in. And I mean, it's okay because electricity and water go well together, don't they? I'm kidding, by the way, they don't. Please don't try that at home. It won't be a good outcome. Yeah, I mean, would be a great idea to have a canopy like, say, petrol pumps and diesel pumps where you can go in, petrol stations, nice canopy over the top, walk in, go and pay for your petrol or your diesel, get yourself a Costa out the machine. Bob's your uncle. But no, having an electric car and the electric charging infrastructure is not like that. Anyway, I've got to concentrate because it is really bad. We're down to 50 now as well because they're putting them emergency lay-bys in because they took the hard shoulder out. My goodness, this is not the best weather to drive in or charge. We're just going past Watford Gap now, so we're officially in the south. Anything above Watford Gap, north of Watford Gap, we all know it doesn't exist. There's nothing above Watford Gap. Nothing at all, according to the government anyway. Oh, bit of political satire there. Little Ben Elton impression there. Am I northern? That's the thing. A lot of people say you're not northern. We're in the Midlands. We get a bad rap because people in the Midlands, like Mansfield and Nottingham, etc., the southerners call us northerners, the northerners call us southerners, and then, as my girlfriend said, yeah, she went, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're nothing really. I was like, oh great, thanks. Anyway, I need to concentrate. This is not good weather, not good weather at all. Please stop raining when I got a charge. Little update for you, 74% of battery, 171 miles of range, and 78 miles left to go to the hotel. Hopefully it will have stopped raining by then. Right, so we're coming towards Milton Keynes now, which is where the Ionity chargers are, and I've mentioned this before. Porsche have a deal with Ionity. I don't know what it is, I don't know whether they're part of the group or whatever, but I get discounted charging at Ionity. It's very, very cheap really for public charging. I could probably get from 10 to 10% right up to 100% for, well, less than 20 quid really. It's really good. However, we're only at Milton Keynes and I've got 65% of battery left and I've got 148 miles of range and we've only got 55 miles to go. So if I charge up now, I'm going to be using most of that charge, or a good deal of that charge anyway, by the time I get down to Heathrow. So it doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking as well, because it's raining and I don't want to get wet through while charging, I'm thinking and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's not raining at Heathrow where the chargers are for the Tesla chargers, because you're allowed to use the Tesla charging network there at the Renaissance Hotel. Drawback with that is you do have to pay to park. Even though you're charging, you still have to pay to park. Honestly, what a faff just to have an electric car. People who have an electric car and think they're fantastic, they're not on this planet. Either that or they just poodle around town from home to Tesco. Other than that, I don't know what they're doing. It's just not viable. They're not fit for purpose. I'm also now thinking, well, my arrival time's 6:34. I'm going to miss dinner because the Tesla chargers are slower. They don't give me as much wattage or whatever as power if I'm not a Tesla. So it's going to take a while to charge, which means I'm going to miss dinner. And I'm still going to have to charge on the way back up to Leeds because it's going to be longer than my range to get to Leeds. So now I'm thinking, do I just leave it and try and find a high powered charger on the way back? But then that leaves me not much charge left in the car, and I always like a little bit of charge left in the car. I need to just weigh it up because I don't want to leave the car with a low amount of charge in it, because it uses that charge for its security systems, etc., and I don't want to drain the battery. So I don't know. All this is just, it's too much. I just want to go to the hotel, have something to eat and go to bed, ready for my long flight to Los Angeles, San Francisco tomorrow. It's just too much. It's an added pressure. Now we're just getting onto the M25, and it says after services we've got the low emission zone, so that does throw a sort of like a little bit of a spanner in the works, because if you don't have an electric car and you go into the airport, now that Sadiq, what's his name, is it Sadiq Khan, is whatever his name is, he's actually now put Heathrow in the low emission zone, which means you're going to have to pay. Where am I going here? You're going to have to pay if you're in a diesel or a petrol that comes under the bracket of high emissions or whatever it is. Let me get in the right lane here. I don't want to go wrong. Heathrow, there we go. So yeah, that was nice of him. So there we go, there's a little bit of a dilemma there. So do you pay your low emission zone charges and don't worry about filling up, or do you have an electric car, give yourself a right pain in the backside and don't pay your charges? I mean, you know, what do you do? Dilemma. It's as if, it's almost as if, this is it, it's weird, isn't it? It's almost as if they don't want us to drive. They don't want us to drive anywhere. It's weird, isn't it? It's just, I mean, that's just my, whoa, that's just my opinion, of course. Good grief. Right, anyway, let's, I don't know now whether to, flooded road ahead. Hang on, I don't know whether to charge or not. I've got 23 miles to get to my destination, 119 miles of range in my car, and I'm just thinking, look, I'm gonna have to charge at some point when I get back anyway, and just tell Sarah I'll be a little bit later back up to Leeds, but then the kids will be disappointed because they want to get straight off. Electric cars! Good grief! Who'd have them? I need to get over. I'm absolutely shattered now, driving in all that rain. I really don't want to be charging now. I just want to get there and get something to eat and go to bed. It's 40, I've got 47% of charge. I've got 8.6 miles to get to the hotel and 108 miles of range. So I'm going to have roughly 90 odd miles of range, which you might say, and the evangelist might say, well, that's fine. Not really, because when I get back, as I say, I haven't got the time to be spending waiting around to charge my car, because I do need to get back to Sarah and the kids so we can go off to the seaside. And now they're going to be disappointed because they're going to be waiting for Daddy while I'm at a charging point waiting for my car to charge. And I know what Sarah's going to say. She's going to say, why didn't you charge it when you got down there? And I know what the evangelists are going to say, why didn't you set off earlier? But it's always why? I couldn't set off earlier because I was working. So there's the answer to that one. Why didn't you plan your journey? I did plan my journey. It doesn't matter how you plan your journey, you shouldn't have to plan your life around an electric car. And that's why, to be honest, this is why you should never, ever take your electric car to an airport and leave it there while you go on holiday. Never take your electric car, never ever take your electric car to an airport car park. Just don't do it. Right, it's getting very dark now. I just want to say hi to the gentleman in the white Range Rover who just pipped me and stuck his thumb up. I couldn't hear what he was saying. I'm presuming you're watching the channel or you like the car. I'm going to say you watch the channel because nobody likes electric cars. So there we go. Hi, nice to have met you in the outside lane. Right, let's try and get over because we need to get off at junction 15. Right, okay, so arrived at the hotel. Now, I've made an executive decision here. I'm going to charge when I get back. So, Sarah, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I'll be as quick as I can. I've got 100 miles of range left, 42% of battery. If I try and get to Milton Keynes, I'm not sure how far Milton Keynes is from here. I reckon I should be able to get to Milton Keynes, which is 41 miles away. So I should be able to charge at Ionity on the way back, condition my battery and get a fast charge there and charge for cheap. So let there be a lesson for you. If you never ever take your car to an airport hotel car park, because or an airport car park, because you're going to be messing around. It's just a lot easier in a diesel and pay the emissions charges. That's all from me today. Join me tomorrow when I'll be having something to eat before my flight. And then we're heading over to San Francisco, over to Los Angeles. We're going to drive to Los Angeles with a bit of luck. Also then we're going to head on another plane over to the east coast of America, so make sure you join me for all those. Lots of content coming your way. Thanks for watching. Do give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. That's like the Blair Witch Project. They're coming after us. They're coming after us. He's got me.